Hello, and this is the ECCW preview show with Nick Basran and myself, Tyler Lippingwell, for the Halloween Hell show at the Agriplex in Cloverdale this Saturday, October 18th.
And this is going to be a stacked show from top to bottom. There's going to be a steel cage match in the main event.
That's going to be absolutely incredible. Keep in mind that ECCW has sold out the first and second rows of this event, and right now the third row is 90% filled. So you better get your tickets fast because they're flying out of here.
Oh, definitely. I mean, look at almost every single ECCW event within the last 6 months, and you look at the ticket sales, it's just going up and up and up. And of course, everybody's going to talk about BB2, Ballroom Brawl 2, sold out Commodore Ballroom, pardon me. And honestly, it's just going to keep on improving. Fans are going to keep on rushing to these things.
Well, I was at Sinful this couple past weeks ago at the RCC in Kitsilano. There wasn't even enough chairs for the fans. It was awesome. Everybody was standing who didn't have a chair. They were all excited. The people in the chairs were excited. ECCW is just an amazing establishment.
And speaking of Sinful, actually, I mean, a big title change there that's really going to impact this event this Saturday.
Huge, considering that Bishop has won back his ECCW title. And as you mentioned, it is a cage match. It is for the main event, Scotty Mac, Andy the Dreadful Bird, Jason Sullivan, and of course, your champion, Bishop.
And with Bishop defeating Nicole Matthews at Sinful, I mean, that kind of ended a big mark, a big historical event in ECCW history. No woman has ever won the ECCW championship. Nicole Matthews, honestly, one of the best wrestlers, male, female, I don't care what anybody says, one of the best wrestlers in North America, maybe in the world, but honestly, speaking of female wrestlers alone, she's the best one, I will say, right now.
You know, one of the most prominent storylines ECCW has ever seen. Bishop, Nicole Matthews battling for months for that ECCW title. Nicole won it from him a few months back at All or Nothing. And she never looked back since, until Sinful, when Bishop and her fought on the streets of Vancouver.
I mean, how do you even just comprehend that? A match, a street fight match that actually goes to the streets.
Literally.
That I have never seen that before.
I have not either. And ECCW, kudos. Nicole Matthews, Bishop, you guys put on a great show this past few months for that ECCW title.
You'll never be disappointed when your money goes towards ECCW and you get a seat.
Well, I guess we got to keep looking forward because
exactly.
Halloween Hell is going to be one of the biggest shows they have ever put on.
And you look, we've been talking about Bishop and Nicole Matthews. Well, Bishop now riding basically that big win, against Nicole Matthews, regaining his championship. Pardon me. Here he has a pair of pants probably that fits best with the championship around it because he's had it so many times already. He's looking to defend that. Scotty Mac, I mean, right now, if we try and run down his list of accomplishments, it's not going to happen. We're going to run out of recording room.
You can't do it because Scotty Mac is the most decorated champion in ECCW history, whether that be tag championships, whether that be Canadian championships, whether that be for this ECCW championship. Scotty Mac has the history to back himself up.
But don't worry, fans. Sweatervest will tell you all as soon as the match starts. And of course, as you mentioned, Andy the Dreadful Bird. How do you think that will play with him not being together with Randy Myers?
Well, you know, Bishop actually, when he won the ECCW title originally, beat Randy Myers for that title. So Andy the Dreadful Bird may be looking to avenge that loss a few months ago. Sure, it was a long time ago, but it's still sitting in the back of both of their brains. Because if Nicole Matthews hadn't have beaten Bishop, the Riot, which includes Andy the Dreadful Bird, Randy Myers, and Nicole Matthews, would have had to disband completely. So this man, Andy the Dreadful Bird, would not even be in this position.
And if you look at the Dreadful Bird and Scotty Mac at Sinful, they did team up, and they did try and take down Jason Sullivan and Sid Salem.
Unfortunately, we're not successful, but that's in the past now. Look, these men are fighting in the cage. Now, the one thing that lies here is that Andy the Dreadful Bird and Scotty Mac are really good friends, and Scotty Mac made a point of saying that at Sinful at the very end of the event. Because, look, they're friends, but every man for himself when inside that steel cage.
That's exactly it. Only one man will come out victorious. and they could care less if they have to step over each other. I mean, having Jason Sullivan there, that is kind of a common enemy for both of them. But in the end, if it's those two standing mano a mano, they're not going to hesitate.
Well, keep in mind, though, yes, Scotty Mac and Dreadful Bird are there as friends, but Jason Sullivan may be the wild card, because House of Hell has always been on top of Scotty Mac these past few months, even before Ballroom Brawl, number 2, to be exact. And look at this, Andy the Dreadful Bird and Scotty Mac friends, House of Hell member inside that cage, House of Hell been all over these men. Who knows what can happen? Yes, they are inside of a steel cage, but these men can get inside there, no problem.
Yeah, if you can get out, you can get in.
That's 100% true. And keep in mind, there's 9 other members in House of Hell that can come help out Jason Sullivan to possibly win this title.
So to say the least, I mean, it's a main event for a reason. It is going to be a show. You do not want to miss this one match alone, but this is only one match. You have plenty more on this card, which could be a main event.
Exactly, but keep in mind, who's even going to walk away with this ECCW championship?
That's the thing. It's basically a coin toss, I guess.
A bit of a toss-up with all 4 men in here.
Just trying to think of that and analyze it. Honestly, you could see Bishop keeping the title and retaining it to stay your ECCW champion. His size, his ability, his strength. We saw it in the street fight. He's willing to go as far as he needs to go, basically to keep the title. He'll do whatever it takes. He's comfortable if he's bleeding. He's comfortable making other people bleed. This is his domain.
Scotty Mac, though, claims that Halloween Hell is his event and the ECCW championship is his to claim and the cage match is his match. So Scotty Mac has just as good a chance as Bishop does.
That's exactly it. We can keep on going on and on about it. Even with Andy the Dreadful Bird, he's a high flyer. He's got the cage to work with now, not just the turnbuckles. So what are we going to see from him?
Who knows? And then the big man, Jason Sullivan, he finished off that match with Scotty Mac and Dreadful Bird with a powerful move, pinning to win that match. So who knows? This guy could come out of nowhere also.
You said it perfectly, Tyler. He is the wild card, and we will see what happens with this wild card this Saturday.
Keep in mind, Miss Nicole Matthews has that rematch.
I'm looking forward to that, to be honest. I'm excited to see what happens in the future with Nicole Matthews.
So, up next to talk about, we have this Canadian Championship match. This one's going to be fun. This is Tony Baroni, the current champion, who's had the title for over 7 months as of the 15th of this month, and Sid Silem, who is extremely hungry for a title.
And I'll be honest, at Ballroom Brawl 2, I thought this amazing reign and this amazing run from Tony Baroni as the Canadian champion would end. There's multiple times when somebody was within a fingertips reach of the title. Scotty Mac was right there, but the house came in. They ended that pretty quick. Tony Baroni retained there, and he's retained since. But how is he going to fare against Sid Silem? I mean, he is a big man. He can move. This is going to be it's a no DQ match, and it truly is perfect for these two competitors.
Well, Tony Baroni and Sid Silem are arguably the top athletes on this roster. As you said, Tony Baroni has been on this run for quite some time, but Sid Silem is long overdue for a title run, and since his God's tag team partner is the current ECCW champion fighting for that title in the cage, he's hungry to become the Canadian champion of his own. Who knows what lengths he's willing to go to.
Do you think that motivates him, seeing Bishop having all the success?
It definitely does, based on the fact that, hey, they never had the tag team titles when they had the chance to beat the Bollywood Boys, but now all of a sudden, Bishop, he's got this big title, so maybe Sid Silem was a little jealous. Who knows?
And that could work in his favor or work against him. I mean, if it gets too much in his head, thinking about all the success Bishop has had, all the things that may have not gone the way he's wanted to. I mean, it's been since, 2012 since he's had a major title of his own?
Exactly. So, but keep in mind, another wild card factor in this matchup is that the Natural could be at ringside for Sid Silem, and the Natural has played Possum so many times at ringside.
Well, I mean, the thing is with Jeff the Natural, of course, is you never know what's going to happen. He's got the shades, he's got the hat, he's got the look and everything. He's walked around outside the ring, but something that nobody else knows is what's going on in his head. That guy is a mastermind. He is a mastermind, I will say, of ECCW right now.
He most definitely is, considering that he's behind Bishop.
He's going to have a little bit of an incident going on November 8th as well.
Him and Kenny Lush after their hot dog eating championship, or contest, excuse me.
Hey, it would have been for a championship, right?
Who knows? But yeah, they're going to be going mano-a-mano on November 8th, fighting each other. But that's ahead of Halloween Hell.
Yeah, that's at Vendetta. So on the 18th, though, I mean, we'll have to see what the Natural does, what part he plays in the match from Tony Baroni and Sid Salem.
You know, Tony Baroni is one of the fan favorites. Every time his music hits, the crowd absolutely goes nuts. So for him to lose this title at a huge event such as this one might be a little surprising, but, you know, stranger things have happened.
I mean, with the way Tony Baroni has held himself and the way he's competed, I don't see him losing the title this Saturday. But the only thing that I can say would change my mind is the Natural. That's the only thing, to be honest. Brutally honest, I think Tony Baroni will come out of it unless the Natural plays a part in it, which, when does he not play a part in an event?
You know what, this is so true, but you can't doubt the talents that Sid Salem has as well. You know, the track record unfortunately doesn't show, but he does have the wrestling in-ring ability to beat Tony Baroni, even on his own.
He has a God-given athletic ability to do so.
And speaking of God-given ability, my goodness, we're getting a huge return at Halloween Hell. I know we are all excited for this. Kyle O'Reilly, Ring of Honor superstar, is returning home to compete at this event, ECCW Halloween Hell, against El Phantasmo. Nick, holy crap, Kyle O'Reilly. We have so much to say about him.
The man of 1,000 kicks, the man of 1,000 holds, to be honest. This guy is so talented. I could probably do a 15-page report just on my love for Kyle O'Reilly. And facing LP, El Phantasmo. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right now, I am freaking out for this match. It is going to be amazing. They have similar styles, but at the same time, they bring different qualities to the ring.
Last time we saw El Phantasmo, actually, was at Ballroom Brawl 2 when he defeated Ethan HD and indie wrestling superstar Colt Cabana. So that's a big match for two indie stars who are coming back to fight one of the fights of their life.
And I mean, we've seen El Phantasmo at ECCW a lot more, but not as much as many fans would love to, because, let's be honest, when his music hits, especially the girls, they go crazy. They've got the shades on and everything. They've got the rave music pumping on the speakers, and they're on their feet. So that will be the case for both Kyle O'Reilly and LP.
You know, I don't want to be kind of weird here, but when it comes to looks, he is on the top of the mountain because he's got that green.
That's your boy? That's your boy with the looks?
Green and black like DX. How can you go wrong with that? Oh my goodness.
Oh, definitely.
Phantasmo is fantastic.
Phantasmo is fantastic. Love it.
You heard that here.
I'm going O'Reilly is magnificent. I can't rhyme that, but he is magnificent, and that is the thing. He is a magician with the holds. He is a BC-born boy. He's from Vancouver, from Poco, I believe, and LP is as well, but O'Reilly trained with ECCW. He started out here. This is where he first basically got in a ring and ran the ropes. Scotty Mack trained him. And then he went off to ROH, and just the world's been his oyster. I mean, with Bobby Fish as part of Red Dragon, they've been tag team champions. He's contended for singles titles as well. Amazing competitor. Actually, when O'Reilly signed with ROH, he said the one thing he missed was wrestling at the RCC for ECCW.
It's one of the greatest events I've been to at the RCC. Small venue, but big enough to just fill the room with noise, and the crowd goes nuts. And like I said, you have the capability to go fight on the street. That was just mind-blowing. I gotta give credit to Mary Diaz. She did a great job of controlling that crowd, making sure nobody got hit by a car. Because who knows, it could have happened.
Oh, when it's a legitimate street fight, anything can happen. Maybe the cops would have showed up if they weren't too afraid of Bishop and Nicole Matthews. But I mean, now it's going to be at the Agriplex, and you're going to have a steel cage there at the Agriplex. I've lived here for my entire life. I would never think about seeing a steel cage in the Agriplex, or even just this match between Kyle O'Reilly and El Phantasmo. I know we're going off topic there, just because there's so many different things happening at this. I guess you could say almost pay-per-view in a way.
Basically, this is one of the top events for ECCW. You know, you can claim that Ballroom Brawl at the Commodore Ballroom could be their quote-unquote WrestleMania of ECCW. But every single event I go to for ECCW literally blows my mind. I can't tell you which is my favorite. I've been to lots, but I'll tell you this much. The best event you will ever see is the next event that you go to for ECCW, because every single show you will go to will blow the past one out of the water completely.
That, honestly, is the best way to sum it up. And fans have to be looking forward to Kyle O'Reilly and El Phantasmo. I mean, they did team together for a handful of matches back in 2010. They split up, of course. O'Reilly running the independent circuit, going to ROH, maybe PWG, wherever he's going now, and Phantasmo doing his own thing. But they're going to be reacquainted very quickly. And it'd be kind of cool, to be honest, to see maybe a little honor shake beforehand between these two guys. I mean, there's probably not a lot of, I guess you could say, angst towards each other heading into this match.
No animosity.
Exactly, but it's going to be a great one, and I am calling this one match of the night.
Yeah?
I'm calling it right now. I think O'Reilly will take it. He's got a heck of an arsenal. Just amazing, whether it's submission moves, going off the ropes, or just technical wrestling. And he can get down and dirty as well.
I was checking out some YouTube videos of Kyle O'Reilly, and the one move that really stood out to me, basically all of them, was the Regal Slam. I don't know why, that one's just sticking in my brain up here, and maybe just go ahead and check on YouTube and check out Kyle O'Reilly and any of the stuff that he does.
Yeah, also don't forget to hit up LP as well. I mean, this guy likes to fly around. O'Reilly, not the biggest guy either, but he wrestles like he's 6'2" at times, or as a high flyer.
And that's absolutely incredible to see. And to check out more stuff on both these wrestlers and ECCW, all the upcoming events, check out ECCW.com, ECCW on Twitter, ECCW on Facebook. They even have Instagram. They're everywhere.
Yes, I love it. I mean, when you can follow your favorite organization online, and as we do in 2014, as much as you can with ECCW, it just brings you closer to the action. Even more so than events, I guess you could say, when you're literally right in the action.
Yeah.
I still can't believe how many times I had to get up as somebody was thrown into the crowd.
Yeah, like at least every single event, not even just Commodore Ballroom.
No.
At least 5 or 6 times. You're going to have to get up out of your chair, off your butt, to make sure you don't get smoked in the dome.
To be honest, I wasn't really sitting on my chair. I was yelling and standing too much.
Well, that's what's going to happen at an ECCW event. But you know what? Even talking about all these matches, there's even more that we could just go on forever about. One that I'm honestly personally looking forward to is Nelson Creed versus Gurv Sira. And there's many reasons, but Creed, is coming off of the Best of 5 series win over Artemis Spencer that spanned for a long time and was actually very entertaining. But keep in mind that Gurv Sira, he's alone now. He doesn't have his Bollywood boys backing him up. Without the other half, who knows what can happen? He can either blossom on his own and be the Bollywood boy, or he could just fall into the dust and get beaten by Nelson Creed, no problem.
I mean, I'm sure nobody wants to see a Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels thing going on here, but Gurv Sira, he is an amazing wrestler on his own. He's very talented, and I think he's going to have a little bit of motivation to show people what he can do singly as well, so it should be very entertaining. Nelson Creed, supernatural. Literally, this guy's supernatural. He is as statuette as possible. The way he looks, you talked about your favorite guy being El Phantasmo, the way he looks. Not getting weird here, but Nelson Creed, he is cut, man. He is so cut, he is literally etched from stone. And the way he talks as well, too. Puts me to shame.
People who are great on the microphone and in ring are the best part of wrestling, to be honest. You know, Nick, there's so many other matches that I could talk about. There's House of Hell versus Question Mark. Who even knows what's going to happen there? And this even, I can't believe we waited this long to talk about.
Hello, ladies.
Two former WWE superstars who were a huge part of the Attitude Era in the 90s will be performing in the Tag Team Championship match. Val Venus, the Big Valbowski, and the Godfather with his hoe train, they're going to be fighting for the Tag Championship match.
They're fighting DTA and BBC as well. I mean, we saw Daniel Adonis go against Tony Baroni at Sinful. You know, he had a pretty good match in his own right. Going singly, not as part of his tag team brethren and Jordy Taylor. But when you're going against these ring vets like Val Venus and the Godfather, they know all the ins and outs. I mean, there's got to be a little bit of intimidation knowing that you watch these guys growing up. Me, myself, and you personally, Tyler, we watched these guys growing up.
Exactly.
As soon as we saw this, we let out a couple of ohs and getting ready to see the hoe train and to see if Casey Spinelli will be a part of that.
Yeah, because she lost her Women's Championship tournament match, and beforehand she said, if I lose, I may as well be a hoe. And she did lose, so guess what? She's supposed to be Godfather's hoe at this event.
There's a spot on the train.
A spot on the train that's making a stop in Cloverdale. What
Wow.
a show.
I'm so excited for this Saturday. I can't be as pumped as possible. I mean, a lot of people are working for the weekend, but I am truly just working for Saturday.
Even if you can't make it out to the show, they are always on top of their Twitter account. Again, ECCW on Twitter. Follow that. And even if you're not at the show, like I said, you're a part of the action if you're following them on social media accounts and stuff like that. So maybe next time you can make it out to the show, but Halloween Hell is the one that you're going to want to make it out to. If you've never seen an ECCW show, if you've been to 100 ECCW shows, it does not matter because this is going to blow you right out of the water.
And I have to pump this here. If you want to get the general floor tickets, they're just $20, $18 for the bleachers. You literally need just one bill. One bill to get into this event. I can't believe that. The prices are reasonable. You get more than your money's worth.
Way more.
Forget about $9.99. This is the price right here.
Think about ECCW for $18 to $20, and you're going to get way beyond your money's worth at this show.
Well, Tyler, I guess we better get our signs ready for Saturday.
We better, because get your butt down to the Agriplex this Saturday, ECCW, Halloween Hell. Nick, I'm so excited.
I can't believe it either, Tyler. We better get our stuff ready and get down there on Saturday.
Saturday 18th, Halloween Hell at the Agriplex, ECCW.
Thank you so much for joining us on the ECCW preview show.